and a man that can be trusted. And accordingly, we think the floor should be left open for senators to meet among themselves, void of any form of interference from any arm of the government or any political party whatsoever. Just a few weeks ago, we saw the act of desperation by certain political persons and players by zoning the seat of the Senate presidency to a particular region and taking further steps to announce a certain senator-elect as the consensus candidate of a party, an act which we consider very unconstitutional, unacceptable, and a setback to the principle, the known principles of democracy and fairness. More so, the overhyped issue of ranking system in the National Assembly has no place in Nigerian Constitution. Neither is it written in any act of the National Assembly. All members of the National Assembly, as you already know, have equal representatives and indeed equal rights across board. Various districts and various constituencies. The so-called ranking system is simply a ploy deployed by unpopular lawmakers to cause mischief, and this, in all ramifications, must be discouraged and disregarded. In the wake of the subsidy removal, we have seen interim hardship, and indeed, it may continue to occasion more hardship among Nigerians. Therefore, we need a robust National Assembly, a robust Senate to be specific, a robust Senate leadership to make laws and approvals that will cushion the effects of the interim hardship of the subsidy regime. We frown and dissociate from any anointed candidates, again, by any political party whatsoever. We therefore support an independent legislature because it is only by that uninfluenced laws can be made at the Senate. We, the coalition of concerned Niger Delta stakeholders, hereby categorically state that for the good of Nigeria, we have not at any time endorsed any senator in the South-South region of Nigeria for the Senate presidency. More so when we know these characters already. We are of the opinion that the Senate should be a level playing ground where leadership election will be conducted fairly, and anyone with majority votes. Again, we state that we have no doubts in our mind that His Excellency, distinguished Senator Yari, Senator-elect, is a man to beat. And at the end of his emergence as Senate President, by the grace of God, we are optimistic that he will lead the 10th Senate credibly, without fear or favor whatsoever. The executive arm of the government has performed its role in the process. It is now the turn of the National Assembly to elect her leadership. We vehemently reject any form of interference of either the judiciary or the executive or even a political party in the process of the National Assembly leadership election. The senators, for example, should be allowed to elect their president independently of any judicial, executive, or political party interference. Senators are elected representatives of Nigerians and not representatives of political parties. The state of the nation as it is now is pathetic, with issues ranging from inflation and its impact on citizens, unemployment, insecurity, just to mention but a few. Nigeria needs a robust and formidable Senate that will contribute immensely to the journey of turning its economy into a world-class economy, and then quenching this quagmire which we have found ourselves economically. We strongly believe, and this point must be noted, especially looking at those who form the 10th Senate at the moment. That is Excellency Abdulaziz Abubakar Yeri, indeed has the magic wand and remains the one to beat, in our view and considered opinion. He is a lover of this nation, a cerebral politician.
A certain person has been anointed, or so perceived to be anointed, to president over the 10th Senate. Well, if the people of his constituent have deemed him fit to lead them, that is not our own problem, because we are not from that senatorial district to determine for them who is best fit to manage and lead and represent them at all levels. But our concern is drawn from his previous activities and antecedents. If you want to empower a man, you must first look at the things he has done. Precedent matters. And in the person of Senator Akpabio, who is most likely mentioned at various grounds that he has been selected as a candidate for their party, it's not our issue. But as someone from the Niger Delta, I will tell you more better that I know the person in question more than any other person in Nigeria. Akpabio needs to apologize to Nigerians and drop his Senate ambition, because this is the only way he can show his innocence and prove that he's so determined to better the nation. Akpabio turned our prestigious institution, NDDC, into a family business where he ran it as the head of the family. This is uncalled for. There are many obvious reasons. It will interest you to know that the person of Akpabio have no respect for rule of law. From Akwa Ibom, or we don't like his face, is bordered on principles and leadership. Like what we are trying to say is that it is not about his color, it's not about his tribe, but what we are talking about is antecedents. What you have delivered before. In fact, he even said, and I quote him, that we should not judge him by his past records. He's on national TV and other national papers. So a man that cannot beat his own chest to applaud himself in the offices he has performed, then why should I be the one to go and choose him? So we need a trustworthy leader, a sincere leader, and a transparent leader.